Hello giraffes, welcome to my channel. Today we will talk about AP courses. The AP program makes college and university courses available for secondary students. It is a program administered by the College Board. There are currently 38 courses and exams available through the AP program. The most popular ones are economics, calculus, physics 1 and 2, psychology, and English language and composition. I will talk about AP courses for those aiming for top US universities and those aiming for top Canadian universities separately. The AP examining students' skills of succeeding in their future university studies. The AP exams are standardized tests that reflect students' specific knowledge and aptitude in the test results. When thousands of students are taking the same examination at the same time frame, the bell-shaped normal distribution curves allow College Board to identify percentile milestones and determine the AP scores. In other words, students' AP scores reveal their standings among all test participants of the same subject. For example, the AP English language has approximately 10% of participants receiving 5s. That means if a student has a 5 in the English language, he or she is in the top 10% of the English language exam. The most frequently asked question by students aiming for top US schools is how many APs should I take? As many as possible. Remember, the AP exams are standardized tests. Admission officers can use the AP exam results as indicators to understand applicants' academic capabilities, and AP helps students distinguish themselves from others. 2 years ago, I went to a session hosted by a private school, which is also an AP testing center in Vancouver. A parent asked this very same question: how many APs should my kid take if he wants to go to the US? The whole set was historical data. Students who enter top US universities, including the Ivy Leagues, take on average 5 to 6 AP exams. I don't know where this data came from, and I'm not going to validate it. If parents ask me this question, I will answer, take as many as possible. Take 10 APs and receive 10 5s. I was reading this book called Accepted by Jamie Beaton, another Harvard alumnus. He is a graduate of Harvard University, Stanford, and Oxford. He has helped many other students entering the most prestigious universities in the world, just like us. When he was in high school, he did 10 A levels, whereas a typical student does 3 to 4. And he receives offers from 4 Ivy League, as well as Cambridge and Stanford. In his book, Jamie said, "Why do you want to be a typical student when the most prestigious universities look for young adults with the most potential?" If the same question is asked by a student who wants to enter UBC or the University of Toronto, what would my answer be? I would say take a minimum of 2 to 3 APs. I also find another group of parents who ask, why should my kid even take AP if we are not going to the States? Even though you want to enter UBC or the University of Toronto, it doesn't hurt to take AP courses. I have so many students who enter those schools with 3, 4, or even 5 APs. Then parents will argue with me and say, I know my colleague's son went to UBC, he had no APs. I never said you cannot enter UBC without AP, and I never said you cannot enter any Ivy League without 10 APs. But you should understand that going to college is a probability game. When the admission officer pulls your application out, you need to give her a reason to select you, not others. You should notice that we no longer have any provincial exams, while secondary school teachers are legitimate to present marks based on their expertise. Meanwhile, different teachers have different rubrics. For example, the English teacher at Stevenston London may have a different rubric than the English teacher at McRoberts. How can UBC or University of Toronto tell if one student is superior or inferior to another based on high school's report cards? Imagine yourself as an admission officer. Do you prefer standardized results that indicate students' capabilities and percentile standings? Or do you prefer markings from different rubrics that are hard or even impossible to compare? Ultimately, whether or not to take AP exams and how many APs to take are personal choices and strategic decisions. You should remember that miracles never happen and results only come after endeavors. Thanks for watching this episode. I will see you next time.